have the what is it, the privilege. You know what I mean? Some of us, we stand on ours, right? We ain't got that, then we ain't got nothing. We can't even afford to look like we clowns, purposely lying about something. You know what I mean? My conscience won't let me do it. Now look at this right here. OAHSPE, Practical Guidebook to the Spiritual Life, Standard Edition. Y'all see this? See, this is what we've been going into. It's a practical guidebook. So what is practical mean? Something you can put into practice. You know what I mean? What is a guidebook? Something that guides you around to the what life? Spiritual life. Yeah. I know in this new age, everybody's a guru. Everybody making their bread, their money, selling spirit. You dig? But the real worship and service of the Creator, you feel me, y'all, is free. And anybody can do it, no matter what position they in, no matter what their ethnicity is. You feel me? No matter what their sex is or any of that. Anybody can be a chosen vessel of the ever-present Creator. You just gotta be willing to put it into practice and apply it. Now look at this right here. You have a corporeal body and a spiritual body. Right? Corporeal or corporate is old English for like physical. Okay? So you have a physical body and a spiritual body. We shouldn't have the boy Gideon on that same thread was doing so much double talking. He had the nerve to say he really can't prove there's a spirit in his body. And then Cal went and showed him everybody, your body glows. That's what I'm saying. Like, come on, man. Like you're not even ready to talk to us. As much as a kindergartner ready to talk to somebody that does calculus. About as much as a kindergartner is ready to talk to somebody that does calculus, about as ready as you are to talk to us. If you don't know that you have a spiritual body, come on, man. That's easy. That's easy. All right. Hear me, and I will open your understanding. I come to free not only the physical man, but the spiritual man. I've done evil so far. And anybody that got a history of bondage or slavery, whether it's physical or spiritual, should be rejoicing right now. Or at least should be like, okay. I don't hear nothing evil yet. Look at it. Yet with your freedom, you also attain the responsibility. So that sooner or later, now or later, your fidelity, your faithfulness unto your creator and to your fellow man in righteousness, love, and good works shall become the most sacred study of your life. What is you talking about, Earth? What is blood drinking? What a chopped off animal head? What a human sacrifice? Right? And y'all, this is just the cover of OAHSPE. You see why Elder Tiny Gun and Oil of Olay and anybody else that call themselves trying to come against this, they ain't got nothing for it once you open. All that sounds good. Until we show you what you reading, what you throwing over this way, you already guilty of. The one making the charge is the one guilty of the crime. Ain't that so? And most of our people too low, spiritually speaking, to perceive that. Everybody that has come up against us has failed, and it ain't even been close. And even the ones y'all think won, you understand, sacrificed their integrity and lied to you. You feel me? So you will walk away with a certain perception. Huh? What we talking about, y'all, is freedom, liberty. The most sacred study of your life, y'all, is your fidelity to your creator and your fellow man. In what? Righteousness, love, and good works. Wow. Wow. Look at this word. Liberty. Y'all heard that? Look at it. Your God does not come in this era as a dictator. A lot of y'all should be like, dang, that's tight. I feel that. You feel me? Because how many times you when he got a stiff back and tiptoed outside because it was the Sabbath? Because you read nigga got bricked to death because you picked up sticks on the side. So that's sticking in the back of your mind all the time. Dang. You know what I mean? Dang, dude got bricked to death. And some lesson learned. He picked up sticks on the Sabbath and got sent to the judgment. That's why Israelites wear these fringes to this day. Running around, you ain't got your fringes on, boy. You wearing fringes because a nigga got bricked to death for picking up sticks on Shabbat. What a lesson learned for him. Killed the man for picking up sticks on the Shabbat. Well, how liberating is it to know that? Nah, man, look, your God is not a dictator. But as your elder brother, God is the brother. God ain't the father. God is the brother. Hey, who else told you in this era? In the conscious community, y'all fighting over a God, a deity. We talking about the creator. You mean to tell me in 2024, the creator gang are the only ones putting a distinction between the ever-present creator and God? And on the cover of OAHSPE, it says God is your brother, not your father. Your father / mother, your all parent, is the creator of all creation. Every God you named out your mouth, or goddess you named out your mouth, sisters, is either a son or a daughter of his, the creator. Yeah, you may have friends, but not higher than mine. That's what I'm saying. Huh? Your God is not coming this era as a dictator, but as your elder brother with ample experience. Yeah, you tap in, right? You tap in and listen to your elders, don't you? Get some of that wisdom and all that. So if God is your brother and he got plenty of experience to explain the spiritual world to you, huh? Like I'm heard. When you try to get it, I'm already heard. Plenty of experience waiting to share it with you. Nor do I command, saying, "You shall believe, because I, your God, have said it or revealed it in this book." You heard that?
All right. Thank you for joining me. My name is Jaquab Ben Yisrael. And thank you for joining me on my channel where I absolutely love, try to share with you, anyone who will listen to the things that I am learning. If you are like minded, if you realize that you're spiritual, you realize that you have a side of you that you want to develop. You believe in the Creator. You may not even know why. If you're like that, then I welcome you to my channel because I am the same way. I realize that I have a mind where I just want to be about trying to serve the all high, he's called, the creator, Jehovah. That's the type of mindset, the type of spirit that I'm under, which means that I've looked at the world, I've sized it up, I've concluded that I'm not willing to serve that which is temporary. I realize that there is something out there somewhere that's eternal. I've felt that way since I was a very young age. And having that type of spirit on me caused me to be unable to give a whole lot of energy to the world. I mean, concerning anything. It was kind of a bittersweet thing, and a lot of you probably are the same, had the same testimony where you realize that there's just something greater, and some of you catch on right away. You learn right away. Some of you have to go through the hard knocks, and you got to learn empirically by experience, whatever that which is good. You have to experiment. I digress. Let me acknowledge the angels of the daytime and the angels of the evening first, and then I'll go on. And they can be found in this book right here. The acknowledging of the angels of the daytime and angels of the evening, and the Essene Gospel Peace Book 4, Teachings of the Elect. I like to do this because I realize that somebody is helping me to live. I can't see them. You read the OAHSPE Bible, and the Creator says He has two worlds, one seen, one unseen. So I realize that somebody is helping me to giving me air, giving me water, giving me life, helping me with my spiritual attitudes, and they're called angels. So I like to acknowledge them. I like to just say thank you. I like to just acknowledge them and let them know that I appreciate all that's being done for me, found in this book right here, the Essene Gospel of Peace. So today being Sunday rising, that's going to be the angel of the earth. Angel of the earth. And then we read on the second rising after Sabbath, say these words. So we're going to say these words 3 times together on 3. Okay? See if I can make it bigger. 3 times together on 3 with me. Okay? Ready? Begin. 1, 2, 3. Angel of earth, make fruitful my seed, and with your power give life to my body. Again, 1, 2, 3. Angel of earth, make fruitful my seed, and with your power give life to my body. Again, 1, 2, 3. Angel of earth, make fruitful my seed, and give power of life to my body. And then we read, even as your seed creates new life, so courses through the earth the seed of the angel of earth in the grass and the soil and all living things that grow from the soil. Know, O sons of light, that the same angel of earth that makes your seed in the sons also makes a tiny acorn into this mighty oak, and makes a seed-bearing wheat to grow for bread. For the Son of Man and the seed of your body need not enter the body of a woman to create life, for the power of the angel of the earth can create life of the spirit within, as well as life of the body without. And then this evening it's going to be creative work. And it says, on the second evening after Sabbath, say these words. So we're going to say these words 3 times together on 3. Okay? Ready? 1, 2, 3. Angel of creative work, descend upon earth and give abundance to all the sons of men. Again, 1, 2, 3. Angel of creative work, descend upon earth and give abundance to all the sons of men. One more time. 1, 2, 3. Angel of creative work, descend upon earth and give abundance to all the sons of men. We read, for this most powerful of the angels of the Heavenly Father is the cause of movement, and only in movement is life. Work, sons of light, in the garden of the brotherhood to create the kingdom of the heavens upon the earth. As you work, so will the angel of the creative work nurture and ripen the seed of your spirit that you may see God. So there's the angel of creative work for this evening. Now, I have a room where I, you know, I basically have it for other OAHSPE brethren. For other OAHSPE brethren, I like to try to encourage them. I like to be a support system for other OAHSPE brethren, especially lively stone brethren who they have it within them to minister. They take a proactive role in sharing the light of the OAHSPE Bible. I do that because basically I seem to have the type of spirit where I'm always for the underdog. I think, man, I keep dropping this incense on my keyboard. Sorry, brethren. Sometimes I do a little housekeeping and I seem to be a neat Nick all of a sudden. But I'm kind of, I have I root for the underdog. I think I've been that way all my life. And faithists, which is what we're called spiritually, according to the OAHSPE Bible, that's basically what we are in this reality right now. We're underdogs. And I like to try to be, and well, I'm one. And I've been prepared ever since I began to do videos and had it in my mind to try to serve, try to be a support system for whoever. And so I'm just doing what, I'm basically in my element, just trying to, live, just stay in the background, try to help out wherever I can. But when you talked about the OAHSPE, it's kind of different in the sense that, I mean, I'm looking for like-minded brethren. This is the name of my room. You can send me a friend. Well, you can just click on the link in the description box and ask to join, and I'll bring you in, and more than likely you'll come in, and then you'll just sit there and do nothing. You won't participate. You won't share. You won't get the idea behind the room, which is for you to do a couple of things, which is elevate in your spirit, do something where you can serve your brother or sister. You might think it's a small thing to share the light, share the word with other brothers and sisters, but how do you think they feel in the spiritual? What do you think they feel about it? If you, even though you think something is a little thing, how do you think they feel about it in the spiritual? Do you think that the creator, do you think he thinks it's a big deal? I bet you he thinks it's a big deal when you take it upon yourself to do what you can to be a light while you're in this reality. And one day you're going to realize, I'm of that I am convinced. And I know that that's the reason why that same fire, it burns in my brethren, my other OAHSPE brethren. I've never felt the sense of family like I do now. I've never felt that before. The sense of family I feel with other faithists, the faithist community. I love the fact that it's all races. Anybody who wants to, they simply want to do what is right by the Creator. Brethren who appreciate being told the difference between the Creator and righteous gods and wicked gods and righteous lords and wicked lords. We appreciate that. We've been set free. We're not under doctrines and dogmas anymore. Matter of fact, the Creator, He say, that to me, that's the inspiration for the things that you do. That's me working through you. So be who you are. Be free. Don't be tied down. Say what you want to say. As long as it's according to sincerity and truth, then you know that's coming from me. That's how you know the Creator live in you. When you're, I forget. I remember saying something like, when your heart, it reminds me of what Jesus Christ said. He said, if your eye be single, your whole body will be full of light. All you got to do is desire to do what is right, and then you don't really got to care about what you say, really. When you in religion, you got to care about what you say. You can't, you know, uh, you got to make sure that what you say is correct. especially if you were a Hebrew Israelite, man. Man, oh man, you have to be careful, man, because if you say something wrong, a brother's gonna threaten to take you to counsel, and man, now you really in trouble, man. You know, they probably gonna hit you with the penalty of instead of 10%, now you got to give 30%. So that's enough to keep a brother, especially a Negro, in fear for his life, man. Because he ain't got but a couple of nickels on his best day, on his best day. And that's right after he get paid. So you got to be careful, man. You got to be afraid. You got, you know, make sure that you got the right number of fringes and, that, hey, man, you know what? That's a burden, okay? And people are tired of it. People are tired of it, man. And the creator, he know it. Oh, shoot, Nazarene paid this? Wow. Let me let Nazarene in. Heck yeah, Nazarene. Absolutely, man. Are you in the room, Nazarene? Let me see if you're in the room. Yep. Heck yeah. I'm surprised that I hadn't had you in the room already. Welcome to the room. Are you a brother or sister? Can you tell me that real quick before I go on? Are you brother or sister? Nazarene, Essene, Faithus, are you brother or sister? I think there's a delay on the video. So when I come back, let me find out if you're brother or sister so I could, when I address you in the future, I can do it the right way. So I'm going to go back to the video. I'm going to come back to you, though. If you hear me, oh, you know what? I got to change the, oh, wait a minute. No, I am. Okay, I am on the mic. All right. All right, Nazarene Faithus, let me know if you're brother or sister. Let me go back to the video. I'll come back to you, okay? Oh, you're a brother? Oh, okay. All right. Hey, is the audio okay, brother? Is the audio okay? Welcome to the room, man. Welcome to the room, King. Just let me know in the chat. I'm going to go back to the video. Thanks for joining me, King. All right. So, what was I saying? When you under the law, you in captivity, really. And really, it's a shame. One of the things, like I was saying, that the OAHSPE, it set us free. See, we home free now. Faiths are home free, man. That's it. We broke free. We got out. We got out of spiritual captivity and bondage. The beast kingdom don't like it. Their thing is to keep you in captivity through fear and bondage. So therefore, they give you a set of rules and they tell you if you don't, they even use Jesus Christ that way. I think it was Jesus Christ that says something like, what did he say? Let me see. Check it out. Let me give. First of all, here's my food ministry. Food ministry named after my mom, Julianne Morlock Food Ministry. There's my contact info. That's something that's dear to my heart, man. I mean, somebody who ain't got enough to eat, you got me there. If you tell me that, man, you got me. You got me. That means you got my attention, and I ain't holding on to nothing when I see you have need of it. So you can contact me, or if any this brother knows somebody need to be ministered to in that way, maybe you want to join hands with me. If you find out, you hear or you see somebody and they need to be ministered to and they're willing, there's my contact information right there. Just get with me. If you want, we can join together. If not, I'll do it myself. I just need the information. And I will certainly deal with that situation. I'll certainly deal with that. Why? Just try me. Okay? So I'm down with trying to help somebody, if they need some food to eat. So anyway, there's the information. Now let me see something. Because they use Jesus Christ to scare people sometimes. Let me see. What does Jesus Christ say about hell? It says Jesus spoke of hell as eternal fire and eternal punishment. Now I think that's wrong. Now that I know the OAHSPE, I think that's wrong. That's why I think that some of his words they were manipulated. Because I believe the OAHSPE over the Bible any day. And it tells me that it's basically that hell is basically is punitive, meaning it's for correction. It's for correction, and that it is not eternal, and that spirits go there for correction. That's how some faithist brother let me know. I'm sure if he watched this, if he see this in the chat, or he'll let me know. So somebody let me know. But the way I understand it right now, I think that hell, as mentioned in the OAHSPE in the Bible, is a place of correction. Now, they use Jesus Christ to speak about eternal fire and eternal punishment, and that'll get someone's attention more than 1,000 encouraging verses. That'll get somebody's attention when they realize that they might be heading somewhere that they don't want to go. That'll get people's attention. It says Jesus doesn't only reference hell, he describes it in great detail. He says it is a place of eternal torment. Now, again, I don't believe that. I don't believe that no more. Eternal torment. I believe it's a place of affliction, of correction. I do believe that. And the point that I'm trying to make is this right here, this type of language here, it'll get people's attention more than anything. They won't be, if you give a sermon of like 3 hours and you mention this for like 10 seconds, this is all they're going to remember about it. That's all they're going to remember about it, is the things that scared them. And that's religion. That's basically religion. So here's my room. Faithless brethren are trying to set you free. We trying to get you to come free, to get up out of religion. If you under deity worship, man, I think that that's my burden. If you under deity worship, if a brother can come to you and he say, "Who is God?" and you say someone who was a man, I mean, well, you could be right about that. But if you say, who do you worship? And if you mention a God, let me tell you in on a little secret about faithless brother. If we ask you that and you say anything other than the creator, we're going to try to help you up out of that. We're going to try to minister to you and show you the danger you're in. Now, chances are you ain't going to listen, because men are proud. And they don't like it when somebody tries to show them something. But we realize that. We're gonna try to help you anyway, man. But if you don't want that, then we just keep on moving. See, we are already home free. We've been set free, and we know it, and we can prove it, and we glad, and we waiting, and it's coming. And you look at this reality, you look at the confluence of events, you'd be crazy to say that we not in a time like no other. Don't even get me started on worldly events. Don't even get me started, brother. You know everybody is looking at April 8th, right? You brethren know that, right? You know that the world is looking at April 8th. Brethren who look out for these type of things, brethren who have, they're not tied up with the world. Brethren who have the ability to look for how the creator is moving, what the spirit is moving, how it's moving. There are people who know, they know what's going on beneath the surface. And those people, they looking at April 8th. And I know that people are trembling because they know about the 2017-2024 eclipse. They know about that. They know that it probably, if nothing don't come to pass, I mean, then, it is what it is in my mind. But personally, I feel that's too much, man. That is too much. Pluto just went into Aquarius January 20th of this year. Most brethren don't know what that means. A lot of brethren, and I mean faithless brethren, a lot of even faithless brethren don't know what that means. Pluto going into Aquarius. I think that some brethren are still afraid of astrology. I don't know. I can't say, but it don't get talked about a whole lot. That's my gift. You know, I read in the OAHSPE where it said, don't talk too much about things you can't prove. Talk about things that you can prove. No longer, because see, it's like we live in a reality. Man, I dropped it again. Why am I dropping so much on my keyboard? That incense, man. I like, the OAHSPE, it say don't talk about things that you can't prove. Talk about, or it say, we live in a reality where people like to, like prosperity people, they like to talk about things in the spirit because they know they don't have to prove it. They talk about what they saw. They talk about anything that you can't prove, but it's called gaslighting. It's another form of gaslighting you. All for the sake of making materializing, making merchandise of the gospel. And the OAHSPE say don't do that. If you say something, be able to prove it or be able to reveal it empirically by experience. Be able to prove it. I hope you get what I'm saying, but we're the OAHSPE, just like the brother who brother Malachi, the video that I was just playing that he brought out on his video that the word, the OAHSPE is a guidebook. The OAHSPE itself, they don't want you making it an idol. It's to help us to put into practice the things that if we want to be, we say we want to be spiritual. We pretty much don't have the oral tradition. That's what we all the faithists. That's what we used to have. We used to have word of mouth. And then we got, the world became more populous. And I think that we ended up, I don't know, it says that, faithists, we always been here. We were under the Bible, we were under captivity. But as soon as the OAHSPE dropped, we right off the bat, man, we could, I mean, some brethren might have been in a state of shock at how plain and how anointed it was to our ears, and that alone will make you suspicious. But it won't take long, man, before a faithist, he'll say, man, this is crazy. This is crazy. So far as the things that we were believing, because all we had was the Bible. We were forced to be deceived, and we were deceived. Same thing happened to Jeremiah. Remember, he said, thou hast deceived me, and I was deceived. Thou hast deceived me, and I was deceived. Jeremiah. You know what? I was saying before on video, I still look for the King James Version. Man, my brother did a video, man. He just knocked it out the park. Let me see. I should have him up here. My brother, he just knocked it. He just flat out crushed it, man. I mean, showing, you know what? he did a video showing the authorship of the manuscripts, basically in the Bible and Bibles and the history of the Bible, because we get a lot of brethren coming against the author of the OAHSPE, making accusations, anything so that they can stay faithful to Massa. They love Massa, man. They don't want to leave. You know, Stockholm syndrome, man. You say anything about Massa, and they coming after you, man. They just don't want to let Massa, and Massa is the Bible. Massa is the people who have compiled it. The people who compiled it ain't us. It ain't the Negro. That's what the brother going to in his video. And I looked at the brother's video. I just started shaking my head, man. I said, wow, wow, wow. Because it was funny. It's like I always knew that we didn't have a hand in the Bible. It's like that's what was amazing to me. I always knew that. I assumed it was written by white people. I always knew that. I'm probably like a lot of you. I knew that we was in slavery. I knew that we weren't that anything that had to do with this type of persuasion. I automatically knew it. But all that we had was the Bible. You see what I mean? And then start from a young age, you went to church. You see, we were indoctrinated. But in my soul, I always knew that we didn't have anything to do with this. You see, that's how brainwashing it can affect you. So when the brother came out with this video, he really answered the question that a lot of us, he really plugged a lot of us in. Faithus, he plugged us in, man. Well, really, it was Creator working through the brother. And man, he really plugged us in, man, because a lot of brethren coming against the author of the OAHSPE. You know what? And a lot of brethren, they turn away because they say, oh man, they talk about black people and we was the drugs and we dwelt in the ground and no man, I don't want any of that, And even though that thinking is wrong, I think I'm gonna read that when I go into the reading, the book of Sethantes, chapter 3. I think I'm gonna cover that, where it says that the preferred race in the beginning is all colors, but brethren read what they want to. That's why I named the title of the video, Nationalism is going to send you straight to hell. And the Hebrew Israelites, they teach nationalism. And they're going to send a lot of brethren into affliction. The Hebrew Israelites. You're going to send, man, it's like sometimes my soul weep for you, man. I mean, because there ain't nothing we can do. It's only a few lively stone faithless brethren trying to slug it out with you. Not to be your enemies, man, but to get you to look at what you're doing to yourself. You're like little children, man. You playing near a cliff, and we trying to pull you away from it. But you keep slapping our hand away. You know better than we do. And then while you looking at us, you trip and hit a rock, and there you go over the cliff. And then there ain't nothing else we can do for you. See, you look at us as your enemy. You're totally blinded by your own conceit, man. You can't even see. And we operating on a very low level with you, a very low level, man. We're one of our major principles in dealing with you, talking about the Israelites. Do you know one of the major principles we dealing with you is how the Bible condones killing and murder, and the OAHSPE don't? That's the one foundation that we deal with you on. we trying to deal with you on and trying to get you the hell away from that deity worship. You don't even know you're under deity worship. That's the worst thing. You don't even know it, man. You got no clue. You got no clue, man. You know, and when we can't, hey, we gonna make the kingdom. We gonna make the kingdom, man. And that day ain't far off. I don't know when the harvest is, man, but I've been looking at videos and I've been listening to Christians talk about the rapture, and I translate it to mean the harvest. I just now I know that most of them I don't believe. I don't believe really. I really don't believe anybody, any Christian, when they talk about the harvest. I mean, a faithless brother, I listen to anything they have to say about it, because I know that the harvest is in the OAHSPE. I don't know how to find it yet. I don't know how to put it together yet, but I know the time of our harvest. It already mentions subcycles, which are, I think those are like harvest times every 200, 400, 600 years. I know that 2040, I think that's a harvest time from what I understand. But I think that there are times where, um, I mean, we in the reality, your harvest time could be tonight. you know, my harvest time could be in the next 5 minutes. You see, so the important thing, really, the most important thing is to not be in the state of deity worship. Not to be in a state of deity worship, man. So that you're always ready. At least don't be under a deity worship. I'm sorry, my channel, that's all it's about. That's all. If you won't hear me get too much away from that topic. Just don't get it. Make sure you don't. Hey, where are you going to turn? Where else are you going to go? What else are you going to do to escape this reality? How are you going to make the resurrection? Is there another way to make the resurrection? You look at the brother's video that I just showed, and I think he goes into what happens to everybody. Want to know what happens to you? See, that's the trump card right there, really, for faithists, for our OAHSPE brethren. The trump card is we know what comes after we leave our mortality. We know that faithless brethren, basically, the sky's the limit for them. They're going to go to the third resurrection. They're going to go to the highest parts of atmosphere. And then they're going to go, I'll say all of us, maybe not, but, allow me some wishful thinking, that we go to Etheria. Oh, you know what? I meant to scroll in my room because I like to do the metaphysical reading. My sister, I have a sister in my room, and she provides me with metaphysical food. Now, you know what? I'm going to do something. Let me see if I can get past it. Let me give y'all a little. Let me give y'all a little test. Okay, this might even be a test for faithless brethren. I'm gonna give y'all a little test. Let's say you cross over and an angel comes to you. An angel comes to you, and the angel says, "Who are you?" You say, "I'm Yahweh." They say, "Who's your God?" I say, "Creator." Make the sign of the Creator. Would y'all know what to do? Let me see if anybody in the room. Let me see if anybody in there. Oh, I got the heavy hitters in here. Oh, well, oh man, look at this. Look at all this chat. Oh, wow. Bless my soul, man. Okay, y'all if y'all still here, let me see if I can get y'all to answer a question real quick. If you know the sign of the Creator, type 1. If anybody know the sign of the Creator, type 1. there's a delay, so you're not going to get this question maybe for a couple of seconds. I want to share something why knowledge is really important. It's really, really important. Oh, 2048, Nazarene? That's the next harvest? Okay. 2048 or 2048? Man, good to see you, brethren, man. Okay, Cosman know it. He know the sign. Who else? Do anybody in here know the sign? Do anybody say an angel you cross over, right? And the angel said, "Give me the sign of the Creator, and I'll let you go." Would you know what to do? If you know the sign, if you know it, okay, good, good, good. Bless my soul. Y'all know what the sign is, right? Okay. What about you, Fritz? You know the sign, Fritz? You know the sign, Fritz? Who else is in here? Fritz? Okay. Fritz. Can you hear me? Do you know the sign, Fritz? Okay, Fritz, I don't know if you hear me. I don't know if you're in the room, but I want to show. I'm gonna wait a couple more seconds to see if Fritz can answer. If you know the sign of Jehovah, type 1, Fritz. Okay, maybe you're not here. So now check this out. Let me go back. Now, the sign of Jehovah is this right here. That's the sign of Jehovah. Now, meaning if an angel came to me and said, "Make the sign of the Creator, I'll let you go," I would take my finger and make a circle. I would draw a cross within the circle, and then I would put my index finger and my thumb together to make the sign of the leaf of life. That's the sign of Jehovah right there. Now, it may never happen. You know what I'm saying? You looking at the sign of Jehovah right there. See? You know, even in the Bible, remember, they had tests to see who was who. Remember, they told, I think the Israelites told somebody to say Siloam or, you know, and the enemies, their tongue couldn't form to say the word. Y'all remember that? So don't say in the spiritual, it might not. See, you know, I'm telling you, man. In Jude, it talked about the angels disputing the body of Moses. They were disputing over it. And even in the OAHSPE, it talked about an account of the spirit, the faithless brother that gets tested after he left his mortality. And the faithless brother, he knew how to answer. He knew how to answer. And then the OAHSPE is say that if you're under deity, and you cross over and you get tested, you'll be easily duped. That's what it said. I'll give you an example. Again, example. A Christian crossover, here come one of those spirits from the northeast. He comes from the corners or the south. He don't come from the north or the south or the east or the west. He comes from a corner. That's one dead giveaway right there for a faithist. And then that angel come and he say, "Who's your God?" You say, "El." He says, "All right, come with me." You don't know it, but you've been duped and you're going into slavery. Okay? Make a long story short. See, right now, this type of stuff, it ain't got no value. And this, you know, that's why you get the story of the virgins. The virgins, they come knocking, the door gets closed, and then they come. Then now you wake up and you see the importance of that mustard seed that you had. Now you want to water that seed. See? Now you want to water it when it's too late. You want to water it now. See there? See, this ain't got no value. You know, God, come on, man. That's old news. Everybody, you know, God, man. Bible. Come on, man. You know, we got better things to do. We know that's where we live. Faith is, we know that's where we live, you know. And then I posted something here in the room where it says the sign of Jehovah. That's the sign of Jehovah right there. Now, that's a good thing to know. It's a good thing to do that every day. You know, just make that sign in your house, man. Just let them spirits see it, man. Make up a sign. You make up a sign. How to do that? Mine is I make a circle, and then I draw the cross within the circle, and then I put my index finger and my thumb together to signify the leaf. You know, I might do that going outside or anywhere I am. You know, practice that thing, man. Take it with you. You know, use it as a shield, man. That's the sign of Jehovah right there. That might save you a lot of heartache, man, just by making in faith, man, just making that sign wherever you live, in your apartment, your home. Okay, so here's my room, man. You know, click on the link. Click on the link in the description area. I'll bring you in. I hope that you can participate, man. Please participate. Don't come in the room and die off. You know, at least once a month, man. Can you do that for the creator? Can you do that? Can you respond to something without not just hitting the button, the like button? Can you say something to a brother, encourage a sister? Use words so you can stop the video if you see something you like. Algonquin, the United States, American natives. Don't call them Indians. That means savage. They're, you know, Algonquin. You know that the revival is going to start from American faith, that's right. That's why them brethren that you despise now, that's getting out there trying to tell you the truth, the light, they're despised now. You don't know they're the forerunners, man. Creators using them to be the forerunners. They're the forerunners. So I'm gonna go to the metaphysical meaning of the word because it's about time for the reading of the OAHSPE. Now, the metaphysical meaning, man, it just means other than physical, and it deals with vibrations, that things that in our life they affect us one way or the other, and if we can recognize them, then we could identify them and we could deal with them accordingly. All right, and it shows you how the Creator, he can even use the corrupted Bible. He can even use the corrupted Bible to help us, to show us some light. Now, this is a word in the Bible. This boat. Boat is a word in the Bible. The metaphysical meaning of it means a positive thought, a conveyance that is able to float upon the water, which is the unstable mind. Water is the unstable mind metaphysically. And to bear up the disciples, the faculties of the mind. The multitudes are the numberless thoughts that are seeking light, strength, and healing. The multitudes. That's the world we live in. Just look around you, man. Look at religion. Do you know that's the mouth of the dragon? Do you know that's the beast kingdom? Religion. Do you see the power? You know what? You know what I have seen? There are brethren who can't let go of that deity. They cannot let go. You don't have to let go of the deity. You can take what's good. Just don't make it a worshipful thing. That's the problem right there. That's the whole problem right there. If you worship a deity, that is the problem, man. The worship only belongs to the Creator. If you're dealing with somebody, if they do a lot of talking and they don't at some point intersperse their words with the Creator, if they don't point you to the Creator, see, like, you know, they're like videos on YouTube, and brethren start talking, man, you know, And after a while, they don't point you to nobody but themselves. That is a problem right there. You know, they talk about esoteric things and they never mention the creator, or they may mention God. And even that is dangerous right there because you don't know what God they talking about. You don't know. You see, you get, you know, you can easily get gaslit. You know, gaslighting. You can get this world. That is, man. I remember my brother Moriel, man. I remember him. I remember the first time. I mean, he used that phrase. We were talking on the phone, and I think he used that phrase. And I said, "Hey, bro, tell me about gaslighting. I don't know why it keeps sticking in my mind. Tell me about it. What is it? What does that word mean?" And he was trying to explain it to me, and I didn't get it. And then I finally got it. I said, "Oh, gaslighting. That's where you mislead someone. You make them think something, but you really, you know." And I love to get it. I was giving the example to a brother the other day. I said, like, say if I say, "Come on, man, let's go to McDonald's." Now you automatically gonna think, "Oh, okay, we getting something to eat," you know. And then we get there, and I say, "Hold up, I'm gonna use the restroom." I go in, I use the restroom, I come back out, I start the car up and drive away. And then your friend say, "Hey man, I thought we was gonna get something to eat." I said, and then the guy says, "No, man, I just wanted to go to McDonald's so I could use the restroom." See, he gaslit you. That's what religion does a lot of. It gaslights you. It makes you think you worshiping the creator. See, it makes you think. And then all of a sudden you get tested and you say what you thought, and then you realize you've been duped. You've been duped. So a boat is to bear up the disciples, which represents the faculties of the mind. Multitudes are the numberless thoughts that are seeking light, strength, and healing. The multitudes, the multitudes, the multitudes. And the multitudes he commanded to sit down. The numberless thoughts he commanded them to sit down on the grass. The numberless thoughts. People have numberless thoughts. They have a lot of things that run through their mind, questions that they have. Okay, here's another word, metaphysical word in the Bible, Amasa. Historically, it was a nephew of David's and a cousin to Joab. It means burden bearer. The metaphysical meaning of it is a negativeness or uncertainty of the will. The executive power of the mind that arises when one's love, David, is divided between the outer and the inner. When one is of a double mind and desires to please and save the thoughts represented by people in the physical sense man, and yet wishes to serve the true king, to be loyal to the truth. This places a heavy burden upon one. And such a state of mind must be destroyed by Joab. By Joab, the positive power of the will. Before one's love, David may again become fully centered in spirit. So Amasa means double-mindedness, negativity. That's what I, from experience, a lot of brethren are under. You know, you're under, you just, you know, you can't, you just, it's hard for you to move. Pluto has gone into Aquarius. It demands now that you move. Is demanding you get off of that deity. Pluto going into Aquarius is demanding you move now. A lot of you brethren can't move. You can't get off of it. We got this information. We've had it for a while, but it's going to start exploding now. You see the tearing down of this man's kingdom. You see it in the works. You see, I mean, you brothers see the nations lining up without a shadow of it. You see that clearer than anything. You brothers see the nations are lining up for the destruction of the old, death and rebirth. That's what Pluto is. Death and rebirth going into Aquarius, which is the brotherhood. That's power to the people. And it's going to be the faithists that are going to bring it. Okay, I got more metaphysical meanings, but I'm going to save them for later that my sister gave me. So I'm going to save those for later so that I can go into the reading of the word. Now, the reading is going to be Sethantes, chapter 3. I'm going to read from Sethantes, chapter 3. So before I read, like I always do, let me go into the room, see if what's going on in the room. Cosmin, lighten it up. Let's see what we got. Oh, okay. Yeah, let me go back up. Let me check all these chats out. Nazarene Essene Faithis. I'm your brother from another mother. Same all father, who is the creator. Nice little rhyme there. I like that. Yes, brother. Religion will mess you up so bad. I never realized, man. I never look at our nation, especially. I'm telling you, nationalism. It ain't when you like I was saying earlier, man. You might think that we were put in a negative light in the OAHSPE early on, which we weren't. But let's say I give you your point, and he called us, the creator called us knuckle draggers and backwards people, talking about Negroes, right? Let's say I give you your point. I'll give you your point. You're not right, but it's no use trying to, what does it say? The Bible even says something like a fool. Knowledge is odious to a fool, or something like that. So I won't even deal with you on that. Let's say I'll give you your point. What really matters, it ain't how you start, it's how you finish. Meaning, when it come back to you, that's all that matters, man, for any of us. When it come back to you, brother, when it's all on you, all right, you want to make sure that you are on the right side, that you're, especially that you're not under deception. See, nationalism, that's a strong drug, brother. That's a strong drug. And don't you think the false gods know that? Don't you think that they know that? You get up under nationalism and you won't break for nothing, man. You will not break, man. You'll be unable to break. That good old nationalism. That good old nationalism. Okay, so let me read these. Religion, yep, will mess you up. Cognitive dissonance is a side effect of religion. Man, you on point, Nazarene. You hitting heavy, brother. Cosmin Cal, peace to the righteous gods and Nirvanian goddesses. That's right, brother. Yeah, Sila, he went in on that video. Yeah, he crushed it, man. I just was sitting here shaking my head, man. I was just sitting here shaking my head. I mean, it was like I was in a standing 8 count for 30 so years, you know, and then he just finally just, He snapped me out of it. Cosman CGG is out here, bro. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, creator gang, creator gang, gang, creator gang. Nirvana, Cosman. I've shown the gang years ago. They all. Oh, okay. You showed them the sign. That's good. Yeah, they all had signs and pass. Oh, and passwords. Maybe I'm thinking of something else. What are you saying here? Willing slave. They would be hit. They better get with the creator. Yeah, that's right, man. Oh, Cosmic Cal. Yeah, click on the link, man. Click on the link. I'll bring you in. Just click on the link in the description. We've been in Aquarius now. You say since 2017. Okay. Well, I'm talking about Pluto going into Aquarius. Talking about Pluto. Let me see. One of the four beast religions. Yeah. Yeah, you got it, Nazarene. Yeah. Well, Pluto went into Aquarius actually in 2023. It works like a pendulum. It goes in, it comes out. And then in January this year, it went in, and then it's going to stay in till October, I think, of this year. It's going to swing back out for like a month and go back into Capricorn, and then in later November, it's going to go back in, and it's going to stay in there for 20 years. But I think even before then, we're going to realize what that means. Pluto going into Aquarius, because I think the Faithists are going to explode on the scene somehow. Right now, we in the background, we in the shadows. That's what I love, because brethren who come into this thing when it ain't no thing are going to be real brethren. I mean, I can't. If you get my drift, I think that brethren who come into this thing who are anointed to come in at this stage, I think that them brethren are really going to be under a strong anointing. I think he has brethren coming in now for a special purpose. Oh, you talking about the sun in Aquarius? Okay, I've been following Pluto. Okay, the sun in Aquarius, so that means that things in 2017. That's the first time hearing that. That explains a lot then, because that is around the time that things started. Well, I think 2019 was more of an explosion than anything. You know, the virus and the vaccinations and all that started to explode, and you know, the war in Ukraine, if I'm not mistaken. But anyway, brethren, it's good to see y'all. Y'all bless my soul. I'm so glad y'all checking in with me right quick. I'm gonna go into yeah. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, you know what? Wasn't that when we withdrew from Afghanistan too? I don't know if that means anything to you, Cal. But you remember that in August they withdrew from Afghanistan. Was that 2017? Oh, 2019 was the start of Gia. That nebulous, isn't that nebulous material that it forms? Gia, I forget. I haven't. That's one of the words I haven't really put into a concise definition. It's like some sort of atmosphere, isn't it? I know that whatever it was, 2019, something spiritual did hit us. We got hit with something. That's all I know. I don't know if it was Gia. Okay. Oh, that's right. The solar eclipse. Oh, yep. Oh, okay. That's what caused the C word. Gia. Oh, So that's when the creator, he forced them to cause the C word. Oh, that's a nice one. Yep. 2017, August. Ooh, wee. That was a sweet one right there, Cal. That was sweet, brother. Oh, okay. We still in Gia too. I gotta study Gia. I gotta look at that. I gotta get a good substitute word for that. Gia. Dang, you hitting me, bro. You ain't even gonna let me get to the reading. You ain't gonna even let me get to the reading, bro. I'm gonna just be reading your chats all night. I should fire up StreamYard and let you and fire up StreamYard and just have you take the do the program, bro. You got some bombs you be dropping. But I'm gonna promote your videos too. So with your permission, I'm gonna promote your videos on my live before I go live. I like to I want to promote y'all's videos. So, oh, Jamia Brown Curry. All right. Oh, that's a sister. Good to see you, sis. Yeah, I heard that. I heard you did that, Cal. I heard you did that. Matter of fact, Maliki, he was saying that. He was saying you dropped that knowledge before it came to pass. How did you do that? Was it because of Gia? Gia, you knew when Gia was gonna fall. So, what do you see? My question is, what do you see in the near future? Do you see something in the near future, Cal? What do you see? Hey Jamia, how you doing? It's good. I don't know if I've ever seen you before, but I got a OAHSPE fellowship going on Facebook. If you want, just click on the link and I'll bring you into the room, and hopefully you can participate. And we just like to share primarily from the OAHSPE and other things. All right. Okay, let me go ahead with the reading. Do the reading. I ain't gonna never get out of this chat. Cal, he gonna keep me here with the things he posting. I'm gonna have to fire up the StreamYard. Y'all keep this up. Let y'all come in, get on the mic. All right, let's go for the reading. Thanks, brethren, blessing my soul, joining me, checking in. I'm going to be reading from Sithantes chapter 3. And I pray that the Creator will bless the reading of His word. So let's begin. Verse 1, it says, And in heaven, God appointed angel surveyors to survey the earth and atmosphere, and astronomers to note the place of the stars. That's where I got to find out when he started that, because one of the arguments of the Israelites is that astronomy mapping of the stars, it started at, I forget what they say, and this is way before what they say. I haven't gotten to this part yet, but I'm gonna find out. I know Cal probably knows, but and enumerators to number the inhabitants of the earth and the atmosphere, to grade them and apportion their places and nurses and physicians to receive the Essenes, the young spirits, and administer to them, and builders of heavenly mansions and weavers of fabrics for covering the newborn, the Essenes, and the builders of heavenly ships for carrying the inhabitants from place to place. God appointed officers and teachers according to their grade to all of these offices. So, the setting up of the earth's kingdom. And it mentions here their grade. That's something that the world don't know about, that the OAHSPE is telling us that we all got a spiritual grade. We all got a spiritual grade, and the higher your grade, see, you, you know, people, we want the best for ourselves, man. You know, really, that's what ties all of us together. Dang, there's that incense again, man. All of us, we want the best for ourselves, man. I mean, deep down inside, every one of you, you want the best for yourself. We want the absolute best for ourselves. And spiritually, the higher your grade, the more you serve your brother, the more you seek to minister to your brother, the higher your elevation. That means, and see, one of the things for the faithists, we don't stop at the second resurrection. That's where everybody else has got to stop. Faithists go higher. They go to the third resurrection. They go to the Ethereal realm, which is the ultimate. That's like the ultimate. The higher your grade, we all got a spiritual grade. It says that when God had completed his appointments, the people were sent to their places and began the work allotted to them. And God called the Asaphs, and he said to them, now the Asaphs are those that receive the body, the spirit from the Ashars. You cross over, the Ashars hand the body over to the Asaphs. And he said, go down to the earth and bring me the first fruit of the resurrection. Now, this is interesting because April 8th, everybody knows that that's when that eclipse happens. April 8th. Everybody know, everybody is looking at that, okay? April 8th. They perceive something may happen, you know. I hope that the faithists leave. We I hope that we make the ships. I hope we make a harvest, man. Maybe it's some type of harvest. Now, 40 days after April 8th is it falls on the traditional first fruits, I think. 40 days. Let me see. Let me digress for a second. What is the 40th day after April 8th, 2024? Okay, it'll be May 18th. May 18th, right? Let's see if there's something here. Oh, wait a minute, wait a minute. I think I got my answer. I think first fruits is like June 11th. So this ain't going to work. Okay, that's all right. I just had to, let me show you what I was. When is first fruits 2024? When is the biblical first fruits in 2024? Okay, March. Wait, that's Purim. When is first fruits? When is the Hebrew holiday of first fruits in 2024? Okay, see, that said June 11th. That's what they say.
Hello, Jewish Festival of Weeks.
I'm not digging into it, but 40 days after April 8th is May 18th. I wonder what, if anything falls on May 18th, or if there's anything that uh, is, if that's any type of biblical day, or I don't know, but just digress. I was just speculating about, 40 days after April 8th, what it could be, and anyway, that ain't nothing. So anyway, we have here God talking to the Asaphs, and he says, "Go down to the earth and bring me the first fruit of the first resurrection." And the Asaph said, "Your will is our will." But what do you mean by the first fruit of the first resurrection? God said, "The spirits of the dead." The Asaph said, "The spirits of the dead, who are they?" Verse 6, God said, "When a corporean, a physical comes forth out of his physical body, this shall be called death. In verse 7, the Asaph said, who then are the spirits of death? And God answered him, saying, O you who died in infancy, how can you learn corporal things? Go then to my Lord Waga, and he will show you. Now this is interesting right here, because God says, O you who died in infancy. So he's saying these Asaphs are that they are angels that died in infancy, if I'm not mistaken. And he's saying that infants, they can't learn physical things. He says, how can you learn corporal things? I think he's showing us something there. But then he says, go then to my Lord Waga, and he will show you. So verse 8, the Asaphs, the angels that received the body, the Asaphs, they departed and went to the earth, and the Lord through the Ashars, they're the personal angels who deliver the spirits to the Asaphs. It says the Ashars delivered 500 young spirits, Eshians, to the Asaphs, who brought them to Horeb. That's the kingdom of God on earth, or the plateau on earth where the kingdom is, if I'm not mistaken, before the throne of God. And God said to them, who are these? The Asaph said, these are the first fruit of the first resurrection. Behold, we know now the beginning and the end of corporeality. The earth body of these Essenes was only a womb from which they are now delivered. Matter of fact, you know what? Check it out. I posted something in my room. That reminds me. Check this out. Oh, there's a sister. There's a sister. Let me bring you in right quick. All right. Welcome to the room, sis. Good to have you. It's good to have you, sis. Welcome to the room. Let me show a post concerning something I was just reading about the fetuses and the abortions and what happens to them. Look at this. As a corporeal woman provides a corporeal womb for a fetus and breast for milk for the newborn, so are there angels capable of providing fetal. That's like fetal. It's like spiritual life. There are angels that are capable of providing fetal to aborted fetuses, miscarriages, and stillbirths. How do you like that? That's something else, man. So going back, the Asaphs are trying to figure out how to deal with the young spirits they have taken from the 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 Ashars, how to deal with them. The Asaph said, these are the first fruit of the first resurrection. Behold, we know now the beginning and end of corporeality. That's physicality. The earth body of these young spirits, Essenes, was only a womb from which they are now delivered. God said, well done. Take these young spirits, Essenes, and feed and clothe them, for this is your labor. The Asaphs answered, alas, we have tried to feed them with all types of food on which we ourselves subsist, but they will not eat. God said, alas, O you innocents, you feed on ethereal food. These Essenes must have atmospheric food. Even as corporeans subsist on corporeal food, go then, fulfill this first resurrection, for as much as you deliver them, so will you be delivered in time to come. The Asaphs then departed, taking the Essenes with them, but after a while they returned again to God, saying, behold, O God, we have gathered the atmosphere of trees of all kinds and of seeds and plants that grow on the earth, all most beautiful to our senses and savory to the smell. We gave these to the Essenes But lo, they will not eat. Being alarmed, we again hasten to you for information. God said, "O you of little wisdom, knowing so much of heaven, so little of earth. Go back to the place where you brought these Essenes, these young spirits from, learn what kind of food they subsist on." Okay. Verse 16. The Asaphs went back with all haste to learn in reference to the food, and in due time they came again before God, saluting, saying, verse 17, "What shall we do, O God? Behold, these Essenes, while in the corporal form, feasted on fish and worms. How can we bring them to the atmospheric part of these things?" Verse 18, God said, "The last time you were present, you said you had gathered the atmospheric part of trees, seeds, and plants growing out of the earth. Why then can you not gather the atmospheric part of fish and worms?" Verse 19, the Asaph said, "Alas, we have observed this difference. The trees, plants, and fruits emit delightful atmospheres, most nutritious to the spirit. But that which is emitted from the living fish and living worm is foul smelling, being only the sweat and dead substance evaporating. What then shall we do?" Verse 20, God said, "Go to the place where mortals kill fish and worms, and in the same time that mortals tear these things with their teeth, snatch from their hands and mouths the atmospheric parts of the food, and give it to these young Essenes. Remember also that little by little you shall teach them to live on other kinds of food." That brings to mind another thing, how the OAHSPE tells you don't eat flesh. Anything that used to live, don't eat it. So far as flesh is concerned, anything that had life and died, don't eat it, flesh wise. It'll darken your spirit, it'll dull your spirit. It does something to you, charges your blood with positive ions, from what I understand. And I think that biologically, it also causes your body to be highly acidic instead of alkalinic. When you get a highly acidic body, that start chewing on stuff. From what I understand, I could be wrong, but I think that, you know, he wants you to be a veganism. Eat grains, fruits, vegetables, and that sound good to me, man. Even that, that just sound good to me. Seems like, you eat flesh, you become flesh. I don't know. I could be wrong, man, but I do know that the OAHSPE, the creator, he say don't eat meat, don't eat flesh. You don't know what you're doing to yourself. And if anything, America, they love their flesh, man. They love it. That's why we're a warlike nation. We lead the whole world in war, in weapons of war. We export war. We export weapons. We deal in death, man. You know, verse 21. And as you do these, and as you do with these Essenes, do this also for others afterward. Remembering that what men subsist on in corporal life is entailed, which means necessitated, bound, is entailed on them in spirit for a space of time after entering atmospheria. So it's like what you eat now, when you cross over, you still eat that spiritually for a while. And they shall be fed spiritually with like substance. The Asaphs then departed. Verse 22, on the third day after that, the voice of Jehovah came to God, saying, verse 23, "My son, behold, what the Asaphs have thoughtlessly done in your name." Jehovah came to God, saying, "My son." See, God, Jehovah, he has many sons. And he's telling his God, He's saying, behold, he's saying, my son, behold what the Asaphs have thoughtlessly done in your name. They came to the fishery and did as you directed, gathering food for the Eshians. And the Eshians stood at their side, saying, why gather food for us? Behold, we are now strong in spirit. Allow us to gather for ourselves. And the Asaph said, it seems well, do as you desire. So the Eshians went to the fishermen, to the fisherwomen who were eating raw flesh, and the Eshians laid hold of the atmospheric part and ate a sufficiency of it. Then the Asaph said to them, you have feasted sufficiently. Come away with us now. But lo, the Eshians engrafted themselves on the fishermen and fisherwomen and would not depart. The Asaphs, not knowing what to do, called on my name. O God, quickly send them those skilled in deliverance, so that my Eshians are preserved to everlasting life. So, because see, the Asaphs, they have charge over the spirits that the Ashars give to them. They're supposed to have charge over them to deliver them to their place in the spiritual. They have to take care of them until they deliver them to the place where they're going to reside. The Asaphs are supposed to take care of them. And God summoned those skilled in deliverance of engraftment and dispatched them hastily with messengers to the fisheries. Jehovah said, from the trees, fruits, flowers, grains, and seeds and roots that grow in the ground, I have created a ceaseless harvest going upward into the atmosphere, which shall be the sustenance of the spirits of men newborn in heaven. So we're going to be eating trees, fruits, or from the trees, fruits, flowers, grains, seeds, and roots that grow in the ground. Spiritually speaking, I mean, I'm trying to overstand myself, you know. But whoever feasts on flesh on earth shall not find spiritual food in heaven. See there? That's a big warning, man. Stay away from that flesh. Stay away from that meat, man. You got to do it. If I can do it, I know anybody. You can't tell me that you can't do it, because I was a champion meat eater, you know. So it says, whoever feasts on flesh on the earth shall not find spiritual food in heaven, but he shall return to the butcheries and eating houses where flesh is eaten. And before it is rotten, he shall feast on its atmospheric part. Place a guard, therefore, over the newborn, lest they graft themselves on mortals, feasting on their feasts, and so go down to destruction. Look at how serious that is. Eating of meat is equated with going down to destruction. It's pretty heavy, man, you know. It'll keep you from hearing the spirit, eating of flesh, eating of meat. Verse 28, after many days, the Asaphs came before God, saying, the physicians severed those who were bound, and we brought them anyway. So this should be our labor day and night to lead these Eshians about. I think that's talking about abortion. The physicians severed those who were bound. I don't know. I could be wrong. We brought them away. Shall this be our labor day and night to lead these young spirits, Eshians, about, finding them clothes and food? For we have observed the more that we do for them, the less they do for themselves. Verse 29, Jehovah spoke through God, saying, a nurse I provided for the newborn, but when he is grown, I command him to provide for himself, so that he may be a glory in my kingdoms. By charity alone, you cannot raise man up. But be diligent in teaching him to continually try to raise himself, for in this lies the glory of manhood. Verse 30, the Asaph said, if we leave the Eshians alone, they will return again to the fisheries and fasten themselves upon mortals, doing nothing but eating. Verse 31, God said, near the fisheries, God said, near the fisheries, but in Atmospheria, go and fashion a colony. and it shall be your colony in heaven. Take these Essenes there, not showing them the way to the fisheries. The colony put them to work, weaving, making clothes, and otherwise producing. But go yourselves for the food at the fisheries, and bring sufficient every day, giving only to those who labor or to invalids and helpless ones. By this you shall inspire them to labor, which is the foundation of the growth of the Spirit, and eventually they will not only care for themselves, but join you in helping others, which is the beginning of the second resurrection. So, a good picture of the second resurrection. Brethren who, and faithists don't stay there. They ascend to the third resurrection. They go on to from atmospheria to the Ethereal realm, which is the ultimate. I think that Ethereal and Nirvana are the same thing. Now, I could be wrong, but I know that only faithists, if you are if you are under religion, you cannot ascend past the second resurrection. Meaning, you basically are going to help sustain you're basically just going to be consigned to servitude. If that's okay with you, basically, you're going to be consigned to a support, like, you know, I don't know how to describe it. It's like you're going to be in the middle class of, say, like a reality like this. You got electricians, you got construction workers, you got people who help keep the infrastructure going. And from what I understand, religious brethren, that is the highest you're going to be able to ascend in the spiritual. Even in the OAHSPE, it reads where you still have the opportunity to break out of that boundary to only being to ascend to the second resurrection. Even in the spiritual, spirits will have the opportunity to ascend higher. But after a time, if that ain't what you want, then it's like the Creator, He hands you over to your free will, whatever you want. How you want to, what you want to do is what you're going to do. If you want to be on that level, then so be it. But if you want to ascend, if and I was saying earlier, man, people, they have it within them. They want to reside. They want the best for themselves. That describes faithless brethren. They just have it within them that they want to ascend. They just cannot help themselves, man. They just can't help themselves. They're like air, man. They float upward. It's in their nature. And I give thanks for that, because I don't know. It's a mystery, man, but faithless brethren it's not like they try to be exclusive either. Their thing, we realize we have to serve one another, man. You serve a brother or sister to their profit, you home free. You home free, man. You seek to serve a brother or sister. Brother, you're home free, man. That's the whole bottom line right there. Sincerity and truth. Verse 32, this then is the lesson you have learned, that according to the diet and habit of mortals on earth, so must you provide the same for their spirits when first entered in heaven. Verse 33, choose therefore from your own people a sufficient number to make all things required for a delightful colony, whether it is food, clothing, nurseries, hospitals, place of worship, or place of dancing. Oh, man. Place of dancing, man. And there receive all the Essenes, young spirits who were delivered from the earth, raising them up in industry, virtue, wisdom, myrrh, love, benevolence, and abortion, and this shall be a new heaven to you all. Or abortion, adoration. Raising them up in industry, virtue, wisdom, myrrh, love, benevolence, adoration, and this shall be a new heaven to you all. Verse 34, you are my chosen, and an example colony of all the kingdoms. The example colony of all the kingdoms. I shall build in my heaven. This is an example colony of all the kingdoms that he shall build in his heaven. An example colony. Look at that. Virtue, wisdom, myrrh, love, benevolence, adoration. This shall be a new heaven to you all. You are my chosen, and an example colony of all the kingdoms I shall build in my heaven. The time is coming when the whole atmosphere around the earth shall be filled with countless millions of angels born out of the earth. Verse 35, be swift in your labor. The people spring up from the earth rapidly in heaven, and every colony you now establish shall in time to come be a great kingdom, requiring experienced workmen. Whoever labors most efficiently for Jehovah, I will promote to wider fields. Verse 36. You are one of the cornerstones of Cephas. Now, I forgot what Cephas is. I think it means an established culture, also enforced culture, imposed and compelled culture. Okay, so it's culture. You are one of the cornerstones of culture. And his house shall embrace Atmospheria and the whole earth. Words are already taking root in the mouths of mortals. For tens of thousands of years, war will reign, might against might, darkness against darkness. Hundreds of millions will be slain in wars on the earth, and their souls be thrown into chaos. See? Now, evidently, so I don't know when the time of Sethantes, what arc cycle it was under, what rulership, what God. So it sounds prophetic because that's what Kingdom of Ben has been ever since as far back as you go. Matter of fact, it even says that warfare is started in the first days of when men realized that they were being cared for in substance and they started to hoard it. They wanted to hoard it, thinking that they weren't being cared for. They started to hoard it. Even in their first days of being able to reason and to build and live together in cities, and their first stop was to hoard it. And that led to wars. From then even till now, man, it says, even as you saw these spirits fastening on the mortals for food, so will spirits in chaos, millions of them fasten themselves on the battlefields, still battling, or fasten themselves on mortals, obsessing them to madness and death. And man, I'm telling you, Brother Selah, he talks about that a lot, about what happens to spirits who cross over after they were on the battlefield, waking up, running to jump into a foxhole, still thinking they're on the battlefield even though they did. Basically showing you that condition that your spirit is in is what your spirit is when you cross over. If you're under the beast kingdom, though, that's all I got to say. If you are under the beast kingdom, man, if you're under religion, man, I can't imagine waking up and finding out you were duped. You were duped. And we in the age now, you got to make a decision. There ain't nobody on the earth, man, who can stay on the fence. There ain't no such thing as a fence. That's what Pluto going into Aquarius is, man. You have to make a decision. You got to get on one road or the other. You either side with the creator or you going to side with the deity. There ain't no, you have to love it, man. All of us, the whole world. There ain't not a single spirit, man, who's going to be able to sit on the fence, because there ain't no fence. That's where we live. That will conclude the reading of the word. Let me go back into the room, see if anyone's still in there. All right, Nazarene Essene Faithist, Jamia Brown Curry, cycle of gathering the first fruits on earth, cycle of gathering the first fruits in heaven, as above, so below. That's right, sis. That's right, sis. Thanks for joining in the room. I hope it's a blessing to you. Most of all, I hope you can participate. You're going to notice that most of the room don't participate, and it tears me up, man. You know, brethren are, it's a fantastic opportunity to share with brethren. You know, see, Cal said you're on point. What you're looking for is a Sabbath day. Okay, okay, thanks, Cal. If you keep counting in 7-day cycles, you'll hit every Sabbath and equinox. It's all mapped out. Okay, I got to talk to you, Cal. Find out, like, do you see anything specific so far as our making the harvest? Do you see anything? I don't know if you're still in the room. Probably not, but I'll get in touch with you one way or another. I want to know if you see anything specific for the harvest. I mean, the OAHSPE, it talks about when the harvest is done, man, we ascend. And where we at right now? What if you in the room, Cal, you probably not, but what do you see for right now? What do you see imminently? Okay, so he's probably not in the room. But brethren, please, man, thank you for joining me. Bless my soul so much. I pray, man, you brethren, you're able to endure the kingdom of the Druges, kingdom of the unenlightened, the darkened. We got one hell of a fight. The whole earth, you brethren can see now, is covered in darkness. You see the confluence of events. I hope you brethren is watching what's going on, man. You see the Creator is allowing man to come to its end. You can see that the nations are lining up for war. And it's right on time with April 8th. I'm telling you the truth, man. You brethren, you know it. You see it. You see it. Man, oh man, oh man. Thank you, brethren. Bless you, brethren. And I want to give thanks to Heavenly Father, Earthly Mother, for blessing me with the opportunity to try to be a light while I'm in this reality. Brethren, thank you. And until I see you again on video, peace be to you. Shalom.